"You there, maid? Why don't you entertain us with a little tune?" The room fell into an awkward hush. Dozens of elegantly dressed guests turned toward the voice. Lord Whitmore, the eccentric millionaire host of the evening's gala. He had a cruel smirk playing at the edge of his mouth as he pointed across the ballroom at a young maid, barely in her 20s, standing near the corner wall, tray in hand. Her eyes widened. She hadn't expected to be spoken to, let alone singled out in front of New York's elite. She was stunning. Flawless porcelain skin, soft classic beauty, eyes like glass, and yes, her figure, strikingly graceful beneath the modest black and white uniform. But what truly stood out was her stillness. She wasn't trembling, she wasn't angry. She just looked straight at him. "What's the matter?" Whitmore continued, voice dripping with mockery. "Don't tell me you can't play. Or were those delicate hands made for nothing but dusting silverware?" A few guests chuckled nervously, others shifted uncomfortably. But no one stopped him. This was Whitmore's home, his stage, and humiliating the help had become his favorite show. The maid stepped forward slowly. Every eye followed her as she walked calmly to the grand piano at the center of the room. She didn't look at anyone, not even Whitmore. Her fingers, long and elegant, hovered over the keys, and then, without a word, she began to play. Not chopsticks, not scales, but Chopin. Soft, fluid arpeggios filled the room like a whispered secret. The notes shimmered with emotion, delicate and haunting. Conversations stopped mid-sentence, glasses froze in mid-air. Even Whitmore's smile faded as he stared, stunned. She closed her eyes, completely immersed. Her hands danced with precision and passion as if they'd been born to do nothing else. It was the kind of music that didn't just sound beautiful, it hurt to hear. A melody so raw it felt like someone pouring their soul into every key. People began inching closer. Some whispered, others wept. One woman covered her mouth. A man placed a hand over his heart. The room, once full of judgment, now stood breathless. When the final note rang out, it hung in the air like incense. No one clapped, no one spoke. They couldn't. The moment was too sacred. Then Whitmore, trying to recover his pride, cleared his throat. "That was impressive. Where did you learn to play like that?" The maid looked up, meeting his eyes for the first time, calm, confident, unapologetic. "My mother was a concert pianist," she said softly. "Before she died, she taught me everything she knew. We couldn't afford lessons. We had one piano, one room, and no heating. But we had music." Whitmore opened his mouth to respond, but she wasn't done. "I cleaned homes during the day and practiced at night. Music was never a joke to me. But thank you for the chance to remind myself who I am." She stood, adjusted her apron, and began walking back toward the kitchen. But this time, no one saw a maid. They saw an artist, a soul, a storm hidden behind quiet eyes. Then a voice called out from the corner of the room. A woman in pearls, tears streaking her face. "What's your name?" The maid turned. "Isabel." Another voice followed. "Isabel, do you perform, professionally?" She hesitated. "Number I've only ever played for my mother. And now, for you." Lord Whitmore, swallowing his embarrassment, cleared his throat again. Would you consider performing again? At the next gala?" Isabel smiled politely. "No thank you, sir. I'm not here to entertain guests. I'm here to remind them." She turned and left through the side door. The applause began only after she disappeared. And this time it wasn't mocking. It was reverent. Later that evening, someone found the general manager of the estate and whispered, "Where did you find her?" He smiled. "She didn't come here to be found. She came here to survive. But now she's remembered." Never assume someone's worth by their uniform, their job, or their silence. Talent doesn't need permission. Dignity doesn't come from titles. And the ones we overlook are often the ones with the deepest stories and the greatest gifts. Have you ever been judged before you had the chance to speak? Have you ever had someone look right past your worth, only to be stunned when they finally saw you? Before we end this story, let us know in the comment, where are you watching from? If this story touched your heart, subscribe to the channel, tap that like button, and drop a karma in the comments below to celebrate every hidden genius waiting for one moment to be seen.